Now on Sunrise, chaos and confusion caught on camera. A Gresham family shares what happened after they say immigration agents kicked in their bedroom door. Plus, Kaiser healthcare workers continue to strike with a congresswoman on their side. Your news starts now. Good morning, and thanks for getting up with us on this Saturday morning. I'm Libby Dowsett. Your headlines are coming up. But first, let's get a quick check on our forecast with Corey Johnson. Look at that camera.
Oh my goodness, boy is it foggy out this morning. This is our Wells Fargo Tower camera. You can see the fog is very dense for us across a few of our areas at this time. We are going to see a dry and mild day that's going to turn into rain a little bit later, but I'll break that down in a second. But for right now, 45 degrees, very foggy out. A look at our temperatures across the board, a chilly start to our Saturday morning. 39 in the Dalles, 35 in Pendleton, 26 in Baker City. Take a look at that. And then, as I mentioned, 45 in Portland. And that's really also kind of copy and paste those temperatures along the coast as well, what we're feeling right now. This is our Oregon Zoo camera. You can see those sun rays shining through the cloud breaks. 44 for us there. In our Vancouver camera, the springs at the waterfront. Look at that. You can barely see the interstate bridge off in the distance because that fog is so dense. 44 degrees for us there. And then in the Dalles, another beautiful view, 39 degrees for us also with a little bit of frost. Taking a look today throughout the board, if you are planning your day, it is going to be clear and chilly, 42 degrees this morning, and then by noon 56 degrees. Those clouds increasing as we get into the evening hours where it'll be mostly cloudy because we do have a storm chance on the way as we get to 9-10 o'clock. It's this system that is forming for us that we are going to continue to keep an eye on that will make for a very wet Sunday, and I'll break it all down in just a little bit, Libby.
Thank you, Corey. This morning, we are just hours away from a protest expected to bring thousands of people to Portland streets. It's part of the so-called No Kings demonstrations happening in cities across the country. Portland police say they're expecting a peaceful crowd, though they tell us it could be large and impact traffic. And these protests come as President Trump is appealing to the U.S. Supreme Court, asking justices to allow him to deploy National Guard troops in U.S. cities. That appeal deals with a case out of Chicago, but it could have significant implications on what happens on the ground here in Portland. Meantime, one Oregon state lawmaker is responding to the escalation of ICE activity in Oregon by calling for a special legislative session. Representative Ricky Ruiz is highlighting one case caught on camera in his district. Alma McCarty has our story.
Police! Get up! Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Hands up!
Shocking video inside a Gresham apartment Wednesday afternoon.
Manos arriba! Venga aquí!
Masked federal agents demanding two men exit the room. A baby crying in the background. Mari Cruz, the one behind the camera, as her stepfather and brother are taken into custody. You'll hear her aunt translating.
Nos hicieron todo eso porque no fue correcto. And so she's still a little, panic, and she feels like really sad because she's reliving that moment. Something could have went wrong and they would have, came in shooting the guns and something could have happened to the baby. Or if they would have took her, nobody else was here, where was her baby gonna go?
The agents, she said, had been looking for someone else.
Como una hora gritando que saliera Israel, saliera Israel. They were outside for like an hour, keep saying, Israel, come out, come out. And they said, well, they didn't know any Israel. No Israel lives here. Nobody by that name lives here.
But that didn't stop agents from breaking in the back door and breaking down a bedroom door, grabbing Arturo and Napoleon, both originally from Mexico. The family says Napoleon has an open immigration case and work permit. Arturo is undocumented.
Hey, I need one in here with me.
Agents kept Mari Cruz in another room.
Why don't you put the phone down?
Yo, we're in your house right now.
Her mother, Gloria, took this video later that day, walking through the damage inside.
Se llevaron a mi hijo. Mi hijo tiene un caso abierto con inmigración. Duele mucho esto.
So she's saying that she just wants it to be known that it's happening and that to prevent it from other families going through the same thing, because she never expected something like this to happen to her.
I mean, I just can't imagine what the family's going through now and what they went through at the time.
Oregon State Representative Ricky Ruiz, who represents Gresham, has been in contact with the family, calling the agent's actions cruelty in a social media post.
They showed up with like war-ready equipment, with high caliber guns. Like, that's a situation you do for a high operation. They were looking for someone who, I don't know what the record has showed, but he wasn't even there.
Both men are now detained at the ICE facility in Tacoma. We reached out for a comment from the Department of Homeland Security on the video and the two men's cases, and we have not heard back. Meantime, in a letter to the Department of Homeland Security, Oregon Democratic lawmakers are demanding answers on the increased number of helicopters flying over Portland. Lawmakers say on September 27th and 28th, the Port of Portland received more than 40 noise complaints, which is more than 4 times the number of complaints received during the last entire fiscal year. Some of their questions to Homeland Security include, why is the department directing helicopters to fly over Portland? Will it take steps to minimize the noise? And what steps can be taken to end the helicopter patrols over the city? Stay with KGW as we track updates around immigration enforcement efforts and the response here in the Portland Metro. Look for the latest updates on KGW.com, our KGW mobile app, and our free TV app, KGW Plus. This morning, 2 people are dead in what the Clark County Sheriff's Office says was a murder-suicide. This happened last night at a 7-Eleven in Hazeldale, just off of Highway 99. Investigators say an employee at the store was shot and killed. Then the suspect turned the gun on themselves. Detectives say there is no apparent connection between the 2 people. A reminder, if you or someone you know needs help, you can call the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Help is available 24/7 by dialing 988. Authorities have arrested the second of 3 suspects accused in the shooting death of a Gresham teenager. 13-year-old Liam Smalley Bailey was killed in April when stray gunfire from another apartment struck him while he was sleeping. Friday, authorities arrested Xavier Hirsch in Beaverton. This comes 2 months after 21-year-old Anthony Hunter Jr. was taken into custody. A third suspect, 17-year-old Terrell Coy, is still wanted in connection with this case. This morning, measles has been detected in wastewater in Marion County. While doctors say it's important to be alert, this does not necessarily signal an outbreak.
Wastewater surveillance is an early warning system. It lets us know that there was at least 1 person with measles in the area. So what we're doing today is really asking healthcare providers to remain vigilant about measles when they're seeing patients.
Doctors say this is also a good reminder for everyone to make sure they're up to date on vaccines. Measles is one of the most contagious diseases, with about 1 in 10 cases requiring hospitalization. Kaiser Permanente workers hit the picket line for a 5th straight day in Clackamas. Union leaders told workers Kaiser has agreed to resume bargaining next Wednesday. Thomas Schultz has the latest.
Yes, it's good to see you.
As marching continued Friday, Oregon Representative Maxine Dexter joined healthcare workers, pushing Kaiser Permanente to reach a deal with the union.
It's time for Kaiser management to not just come back to the table, but to do what's right for our community, for you, and I stand with you.
Since Tuesday, around 4,000 of Kaiser's workers in Oregon and Southwest Washington have been on strike, looking for higher levels of staffing and salary increases.
So, I work in the emergency department. We have about 30 openings in my department alone.
Clarissa Charlier is a nurse at Kaiser. She says openings lead to worse care for patients. Union leaders add some union workers make 20% less than market rate in the Portland metro area.
If we're not competitive in the market, who's going to stay?
We really know the gold standard of quality care, and we want to have a say in that.
Kaiser has pushed back, saying union workers make 16% more than their peers. Kaiser adds it's offered a 21.5% wage hike over 4 years, meaning a nurse with 10 years experience would go from $126,000 a year to $160,000. Though on the picket line, workers and Representative Dexter say without a better deal, patient care will suffer.
We're out here fighting for quality care for our patients.
Now it's time for Kaiser to show how much they care about and prioritize your health and wellness.
Thomas Schultz, KGW News.